Hello, I'm delighted to assist you with our voice services. Choose a voice that resonates with you, and let's begin our creative audio journey together. Subscribe because this story gets wild. Trust me, you'll want to see how this plays out. Now let me take you back to where it all started. 3 years ago, I was sitting at my parents' dining room table on a Sunday evening. The smell of roast chicken filled the house. My mother Judith had her good china out, which should have been my first warning sign. My father Kenneth sat at the head of the table like always. My older brother Preston was there with his wife Helena. My younger sister Blair kept checking her phone under the table. I took a breath and said it. I'm quitting my job. Every fork stopped moving, just froze in midair like someone hit pause on reality. My mother's face did this thing where it turned red, starting at her neck and creeping up. "You're throwing away your future," she said. Her voice got this shrill edge to it that made my teeth hurt. "I didn't raise you to be a quitter." My father wouldn't even look at me, just stared down at his plate like the mashed potatoes held the secrets of the universe. That silence hurt worse than if Head yelled. Preston launched into this lecture. "Cassidy," he said in that condescending tone he's perfected over 35 years. "Be realistic. You have responsibilities. What about your 401k? Your health insurance?" He said it like I was a child who didn't understand how the world worked. When you grow up, you'll understand. In the real world, people don't just quit good jobs. Id had a six-figure salary, marketing director at a Fortune 500 company. Benefits, stock options, the whole package. And I was walking away from it. Blair actually laughed. "So you're going to be a broke artist now?" She didn't even try to hide the mockery. Later that night she posted something on social media. "Some people throw away opportunities others would die for." Didn't tag me, but everyone knew. Uncle Walter, who'd stopped by for dessert, thought he was being funny. "Is this a midlife crisis? You're a bit young for that. Next you'll be buying a motorcycle and getting a tattoo." He laughed at his own joke. A few others joined in, uncomfortable chuckles around the table. Aunt Georgina reached over and patted my hand like I was sick. "Sweetie, do you need money? Are you in trouble?" The implication was clear. Something must be wrong with me. "We can help you if you're struggling." My cousin Marlowe, never one to keep his mouth shut, just opened, laughed. "This is hilarious. How long until you come crawling back?" He turned to Blair. "Want to bet?" I give her 3 months max. Then my grandmother Millicent spoke up. She's the family matriarch, 87 years old and sharp as broken glass. When she talks, everyone listens. She looked at me with these cold eyes and said, "You were always the foolish one." Then she went back to eating her green beans like she hadn't just gutted me in front of everyone. I tried to explain. I kept trying to tell them about my plan. "I'm starting a company. Climate technology. I've been developing this carbon capture system. It could actually make a difference." Preston talked right over me. "That's not a real plan. That's a fantasy." My mother cut in. "You're too old to play entrepreneur, Cassidy." Nobody asked a single question about my actual idea. Not one. They'd already decided I was making a mistake. Their minds were made up before I even finished my first sentence. I left early. Walked out at 8 p.m., could still hear them talking about me as I grabbed my coat. Blair's voice carried from the dining room. "She's lost her mind." Uncle Walter replied, "Give her 3 months, she'll be back." I sat in my car in their driveway for 10 minutes, crying and angry and so determined it felt like fire in my chest. I made myself a promise right then. I will prove every single one of them wrong. I drove away and didn't look back at the house. 6 months later, I was living in a small studio apartment that cost half what my old place did. I'd sold most of my furniture, my nice car, anything I didn't absolutely need. The money went into research and development. I was working 16-hour days, living on ramen and peanut butter, and I'd never been happier. The work was progressing. The science was sound. I was building something real. But my family had other plans for my narrative. Blair started her campaign on Instagram. She posted photos of expensive brunches with captions like, "Grateful for my stable career." She shared articles about quarter-life crises and tagged me in a post about friends going through hard times. The comments section filled up with people I'd known for years. "Oh no, what happened to Cassidy?" Blair would respond, "Shez, figuring things out," with this sad emoji. She posted a screenshot of help wanted ads once. "For anyone who needs it," the caption read. I saw all of it because she had me on this restricted list where I could see but couldn't comment. Just had to watch her shape the story of my failure. Preston was worse in some ways. He told his colleagues at the law firm that Id had a breakdown. I found out because someone I knew from college reached out. "Hey, I heard you're going through something. Preston said you needed support." The way she said it, I could tell what Preston had really said. "My sister's a mess. At networking events, he'd mention me. My sister lost her way. People Id worked with started treating me differently. Pitying looks when I ran into them at coffee shops. One guy offered me an entry-level position at his company. 'We heard you're looking for work.' It was a job I'd been overqualified for 10 years ago. My mother called 3 times a week. 'Have you come to your senses yet? Your room is still here when you're ready to move home.' Like I was going to give up and crawl back. She sent care packages. Old clothes that didn't fit, canned soup that was past the expiration date, coupons Shed clipped from newspapers. The card inside said, 'For when money is tight.' She told her church friends I was finding myself. They started a prayer circle for my confusion. I found out when one of the church ladies stopped me at the grocery store. 'We're praying for you, honey, for clarity in your time of trial.' The family group chat was the worst. I was in it, but they talked about me in third person like I couldn't see every word. 'Has anyone talked to Cass about getting help?' Preston wrote. Blair responded, 'She won't listen to me.' Aunt Georgina chimed in, 'Should we stage an intervention?' Uncle Walter with his brilliant contribution, 'Give her time to fail, then she'll be ready.' I just read it all, every message, watching them dissect my life like I was a science experiment gone wrong. Thanksgiving that year was brutal. I almost didn't go, but some part of me still hoped they'd surprise me. They didn't. The moment I walked into my parents' house, everyone hugged me too tight. Those sad eyes, those pitying smiles. 'How are you doing?' They'd ask with so much emphasis on the you that it made me want to scream. Aunt Georgina brought garbage bags full of her old clothes. 'I cleaned out my closet for you,' she announced in front of 20 people. 'I know things are tight.' The clothes were stained and outdated, nothing I'd ever wear. But I had to smile and say thank you while everyone watched. Uncle Walter pulled me aside with this big show of generosity. 'I talked to my buddy who owns a dental office. They need a receptionist, minimum wage, but it's a start. You have to rebuild from the ground up.' I had a master's degree in engineering from MIT. He was offering me minimum wage answering phones. When I politely declined, he looked offended. 'Beggars can't be choosers, Cassidy.' At dinner, Marlowe's wife Summer asked from across the table, 'So Cassidy, are you still unemployed?' The whole table went quiet. I could feel everyone's eyes on me. 'I'm working on my company,' I said. Summer did, air quotes. 'Right, your company. How's that going? Made any money yet?' I explained it was in development phase. Preston jumped in. 'That's code for no.' The table laughed. Not mean laughter, exactly, but not kind either. I went to the kitchen to get water and overheard Preston and Blair in the hallway. 'She's basically homeless at this point,' Preston said. Blair replied, 'I give it 6 more months before she moves back home.' Preston nodded. 'Mom's already preparing her old room.' They were planning for my failure like it was inevitable. Penciling in the date I'd come crawling back. I stayed through dessert because leaving early would prove I was unstable. But I was out the door by 7 p.m., making excuses about work in the morning. I blocked most of them on social media after that. Stopped answering my mother's calls every time. Screened everything. I focused on my work because that's all I had. Every insult became fuel. Every dismissal made me work harder. Part of me wanted to scream the truth at them. Tell them about the progress I was making, the investors who were starting to show interest. But another part wanted something better. I wanted them to find out on their own. To realize their mistake without me having to explain it. I chose silence. Chose to let my work speak for itself when the time came. Let me tell you what I was actually doing while my family planned my inevitable failure. 18 months before that Thanksgiving disaster, I was in my studio apartment that doubled as my laboratory. My kitchen table was covered in equipment I'd bought on credit. My bedroom had server racks instead of a decent bed. The bathroom was the only normal room left, and sometimes I'd sit in there just to feel like a regular person for 5 minutes. I was working on Second Earth Technologies. That's what I named my company. The technology used bioengineered organisms combined with nanotech to remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and convert it into usable materials. It was 50 times more efficient than anything else out there, scalable, and if it worked, affordable enough to actually make a difference. Those early days were lonely in a way that's hard to describe. I worked 20-hour days, slept 4 hours on my couch, lived on $10 a day for food. Everything else went into the research. Every penny. I failed a lot. Dead ends and setbacks and experiments that went nowhere. Nobody was there to celebrate the small wins or help me through the losses. Just me and my work and this belief that wouldn't let go. I had to make this work. The breakthrough came at 3 in the morning on a Tuesday. Test number 472. I was so tired my hands were shaking as I checked the results. Then I saw the numbers. The carbon conversion rate exceeded every prediction ID made. I ran the test again, certain ID made a mistake. Same results. I started crying. Laughing and crying at the same time, sitting on my kitchen floor in my pajamas. I wanted to call someone, share the moment with someone who'd understand what it meant, but there was no one to call. My family wouldn't care. My old work friends had drifted away. So I celebrated alone with cheap wine from the corner store, but that breakthrough meant I could start building a real team. I reached out to Jasper, a friend from college I hadn't talked to in 3 years. We met for coffee, and I showed him the data. His eyes went wide. This is real? This actually works? He quit his job the next day, took a massive pay cut to join me for equity and faith. Then Nora, an environmental scientist I'd met at a conference. She was skeptical at first, made me walk her through every calculation. 3 days later she called me, "I'm in. This could actually save the planet." Miles came through, Jasper. Business development expert who saw the commercial potential. "This isn't just world-changing," he said. "It's worth billions." He worked for equity only, no salary. None of us were getting paid. We were just believers. The 4 of us crammed into my studio apartment that barely fit one person. Working 18-hour days, living on hope and ramen, building something that might change everything. Fast forward to 3 weeks before the reunion. Present day. I'm back to where we started this story. My company had been quietly succeeding for 2 years. We had investors, we had clients, we had revenue. But I'd kept it all under the radar. Didn't publicize it. Didn't tell my family. What was the point? They'd made it clear what they thought of me. Then the invitation arrived. It was thick cardstock, expensive, the kind my mother loves. Gold embossed lettering. Monroe Family Reunion. It read. Date, time, location, at some upscale country club. There was an RSVP card and a guest list on the second page. The guest list was organized by categories. Professional achievement categories. Medical professionals. My cousin Daryl, the surgeon, was listed there with his wife. Legal professionals. Preston, of course, with his title. Vice President at Sterling and Associates. Business executives. Marlowe. Uncle Walter with his dental practice. Educators. Aunt Georgina, who'd just made principal. Then at the bottom, its own little section. Unemployed/homemaker. 2 names. Great Aunt Dolores, who was 83 and retired. And me, Cassidy Monroe. Not entrepreneur, not CEO, not business owner, just unemployed. Like it was a fact, like they'd checked and confirmed it. Printed it and sent it to 50+ people. Official documentation of my failure. I stared at it for a long time. Then I called my mother. She answered cheerfully. "Oh, Cassidy, did you get the invitation?" "Mom," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "Why am I listed as unemployed?" "Well, dear, you don't have a real job, so where else would we put you?" She said it so matter-of-factly, like it was obvious, like there was no other possible interpretation of my life. "Did anyone ask what I've been doing?" I asked. "Honey, we know you're doing your little thing. But it's been 3 years. When are you going to accept reality? Little thing. 3 years of work dismissed as a little thing. I heard Blair in the background. Is that Cass? Let me talk to her. The phone got handed over. Cass, don't be so sensitive, Blair said. It's just a category. If you're embarrassed, just don't come. No one will judge you. Already judging me. In every word. He'll be there, I said and hung up. 10 minutes later, Preston texted. Hey, saw the invite. Listen, just skip it if you're embarrassed. No one will blame you. Family understands you're going through something. Take care of yourself. Going through something. Like I was having a breakdown. Like I was sick. That same day, that same afternoon, a second envelope arrived. Time magazine letterhead. Official and prestigious and completely surreal. Dear Miss Monroe, it began. Congratulations on being selected as a finalist for Person of the Year. We would like to schedule an interview and photo shoot. The letter went on to explain why. My groundbreaking work in climate technology, the reversal of carbon emissions in 3 test cities, the potential to impact the global climate crisis, the innovation that could save millions of lives. I held both pieces of paper. Left hand, the reunion invitation calling me unemployed. Right hand, Time magazine calling me Person of the Year. I laughed. That same bitter, sharp laugh from the beginning of this story. The universe has a sick sense of humor. I could have called my mother back. Could have forwarded the email. Could have corrected the record right then. But I didn't want to. They'd made their assumptions. They'd printed them and mailed them. They'd told everyone who'd listen that I was a failure. So I'd let them believe it. Let them have their reunion, their pity, their condescension, and then they'd find out, not from me, from the world. That felt better than anything I could say. I filled out the RSVP card. Will attend, +0 guests, just me, mailed it back the same day. Game on. The 3 weeks between getting that invitation and the actual reunion were wild. Week 3 before the event, Forbes published a major feature. The climate tech founder everyone missed. It was a full profile. My background, my company's work, the valuation. $800 million. That number was right there in print. The article got shared 10,000 times in the first day. Wall Street Journal ran a front-page business section piece. Monroe's technology could reshape global economy. They analyzed the potential impact, the jobs it could create, the industries it would disrupt. The Guardian did this long-form feature. The woman who might actually save Earth. They interviewed climate scientists about my work. One of them, Dr. Helena Foster, said, "This is the breakthrough we've been waiting for." The UN Climate Council was quoted. And my family? Complete radio silence. They don't read Forbes. They don't follow the Wall Street Journal. The Guardian isn't in their world. They live in this bubble of local news and Facebook posts, so they had no idea. None. I checked. Not a single family member mentioned any of the articles. Not one person reached out to ask if it was really me. They just didn't see it. Didn't even occur to them to Google my name. Week 2 before the reunion, Time magazine called. "We'd like to schedule your interview," Roland Pierce said. He was a senior journalist, professional but warm. "We're thinking a full day. Interview session, photo shoot in New York. Well, visit your lab, meet your team. Really comprehensive profile." I flew to New York on a Wednesday. Time magazine's offices in Midtown Manhattan. They set me up in this conference room with recording equipment and cameras. Roland and 3 researchers spent 4 hours asking me questions. He asked about my family's reaction to my success. Not everyone understood my vision at first, I said carefully. That's okay. The work speaks for itself. "Did you tell your family what you were building?" he asked. I tried. They weren't interested in hearing it. "Are they proud now?" I smiled. Couldn't help it. It probably looked sad. "They don't know yet." His eyebrows went up. "They don't know?" "They never asked," I said. So, I stopped telling. He wrote that down, writing fast. I could see he sensed a story behind the story. The photo shoot was surreal. Professional studio, makeup artist, stylist, multiple outfit changes. They shot me in a lab coat with equipment, in business attire looking confident, casual but professional. The photographer kept saying, "You're a natural." I felt like a different person. Not the family failure, the innovator, the leader, the person I actually was. Meanwhile, back home, things were getting worse. My mother left a voicemail. "Hi, sweetie. We need help setting up tables at the reunion. Can you come early Saturday? Around 7 a.m.? Thanks, hun." She just assumed I had nothing better to do. Assumed I was available. Assumed I'd want to do manual labor at an event where they'd labeled me unemployed. I deleted the voicemail. Blair sent a group text about the venue costing more than expected. "Can everyone chip in an extra $50? Then a separate text just to me. "Actually, can you only do 25? I know money is tight for you." She thought I was broke. I was worth millions in stock options. But she thought I couldn't afford $50. I sent her $50. Didn't correct her. Just sent the money. Preston emailed the whole family. Subject line: dress code reminder. Body of the email: "Let's keep it classy, everyone. Business casual. Nice slacks or dresses. We want to make a good impression for the photos. I know not everyone can afford designer clothes, but do your best." That pointed comment about designer clothes. Everyone knew it was aimed at me. Several family members replied, "Will do. Got my outfit ready." Nobody called out the dig. It was just normal. Expected. How they talked about me. Then Aunt Georgina called about seating. "Honey, I'm doing the seating chart. I'm putting you at table 7 with the kids. The adult tables are for people who can contribute to career conversations. I hope you understand. I was 32 years old, advanced degrees, running a major company, and she was seating me with teenagers." "That's fine, Aunt Georgina," I said. "You're such a good sport about everything," she said. Like my compliance was grace instead of disbelief. Uncle Walter called with what he thought was great news. I talked to my buddy who owns a call center. "They're hiring. $15 an hour. It's not glamorous, but it's steady work. I put in a good word for you. You can start after the reunion." He genuinely thought this was helping. Genuinely thought a call center job was the answer to my problems. "Thank you, Uncle Walter. I'll think about it. Don't wait too long. Jobs like this don't stay open." He hung up proud of himself. 4 days before the reunion, Marlo posted on Facebook. Public post. "Excited for family reunion this weekend. Success looks different for everyone. Proud of what our family has accomplished. Some of us are still on our journey. That's okay too." He tagged the country club venue. The comments came rolling in from family members. "So wise. Well said. Love this." The subtext wasn't subtle. It was aimed directly at me. I was the one still on my journey. The one who hadn't made it yet. I screenshot the post. Saved it. Didn't respond. My friend Nora asked me straight up, "Are you sure you want to do this? Just tell them. Why let them humiliate you?" "Because they need to learn this lesson," I said. "They need to feel it." "What if it backfires?" "It won't." Miles had concerns too. "This is cold. I respect it. But are you prepared for the aftermath?" "I've had 3 years to prepare." Jasper, always the worrier, tried one more time. "Revenge doesn't feel like you think it will. I'm worried about you." "This isn't revenge," I told him. "It's natural consequences. They made assumptions. They spread lies. They humiliated me. Now they get to be wrong. Publicly." He sighed but didn't push. "Okay. I trust you." I picked out my outfit for the reunion carefully. Simple dress, navy blue, modest, nothing flashy. Nothing expensive looking. Could be something someone struggling would wear. Perfect for playing into their expectations. I was ready. Calm. Centered. Not angry anymore. Just certain. I'd walk in. Let them pity me. Let them condescend. And then the world would tell them who I really was. Not me. The world. Saturday morning. Reunion day. I drove to the country club in a rental car. Not even a nice rental. Just a beige Honda Civic. I could have hired a car service. Could have shown up in a Tesla. I chose not to. The country club was exactly what you'd expect. Manicured lawns, valet parking. I parked myself in the far lot and walked to the entrance carrying just a small purse. Aunt Georgina was waiting at the door with her clipboard. The moment she saw me, her face did this complicated thing. Pity plus concern plus false brightness all at once. "Oh, Cassidy, I'm so glad you came despite everything." Despite everything. Like I was brave for showing up. Like I was overcoming shame. She hugged me too tight, patted my back. "You're so strong," she said. "Good to see you too," I replied. Inside, there was a table with name tags. Each one had your name and your career designation printed underneath. Preston said Vice President, Sterling and Associates. Blair's said Senior Account Manager, Hudson Marketing. Marlowe's said Investment Portfolio Manager. I found mine. Cassidy Monroe, Seeking Opportunities. They'd changed it from the invitation. Not even unemployed anymore. Seeking opportunities. Somehow that was worse, more pathetic, more desperate. It implied active failure, active struggle. I pinned it on. Smiled to myself. The room was elegant. High ceilings, crystal chandeliers, a bar in the corner, tables arranged perfectly. About 50 people milling around. Family members, family friends, distant relatives. Sloane, my sister, who the whole birthday disaster was originally about, wasn't here. She'd moved to New York for modeling. Too important for family reunions now. Preston was in the center of the room, surrounded by relatives. He was talking about his recent promotion. Vice president at 35. Youngest in the firm's history. His wife Helena was showing off a new handbag, mentioning repeatedly that it cost $3,000. Blair announced she'd just closed on a 4-bedroom house. Everyone gathered around to see photos on her phone. Oohs and ahs. "So beautiful. You've done so well." Marlowe was describing his recent vacation to the Maldives in detail that nobody asked for. 2 weeks, overwater bungalow, private chef. Costs $30,000. His wife Summer showed pictures. Everyone was impressed. Then I walked in. Several people noticed. Expressions changed. Pity flooded faces. Whispers started. I could read lips from across the room. "There she is. Poor thing. Brave of her to come." My mother rushed over, took my elbow, steered me to a quiet corner. "Sweetie, we need to talk." Her voice was serious. "Your father and I have been talking. We want to help you." She pulled an envelope from her purse. "This is for career counseling. We found a great program. They help people transition back into the workforce." Inside was a check, $500. "It's not charity, it's investment in your future," she said. I looked at the check. Felt this weird mix of emotions. They actually thought this helped. Actually believed I needed this. "Thank you, Mom. I appreciate it." I tried to hand it back. She wouldn't take it. "No, you need this. Pride won't pay your bills, Cassidy. We love you. We want you to succeed." Her eyes were wet. She was emotional. She genuinely thought she was saving me. I put the check in my purse. I'd donate it to charity later. Then came the rounds of distant relatives I barely knew. Cousin Winifred, 60 years old, came over. "We heard you've had a rough few years." She patted my hand. "It's never too late to start over." My neighbor's daughter went back to school at 35. She's a dental hygienist now. Very respectable. Uncle Bernard suggested I consider going back to school. Student loans are available. You could get a teaching certificate. Teachers are always needed. Aunt Lorraine had a friend at Target who was a manager. I could put in a word. It's honest work. Nothing to be ashamed of. Every conversation was an intervention attempt. Coordinated kindness. Orchestrated pity. It was exhausting and humiliating and so predictable I wanted to laugh. Then Preston brought over his boss. "Clifton, this is my little sister Cassidy. She's between things right now." Clifton looked at me with polite pity. Preston continued. "Cass, Clifton mentioned they might have an entry-level position. Filing, administrative work. Nothing fancy, but it's a start. We could always use organized people," Clifton said. "Come by the office next week. We'll find something for you." They were talking about me like I was a charity case. Preston looked pleased with himself. Thought he was being a good brother. "Thank you. That's very kind," I said. "I'll think about it." "Don't wait too long," Preston said. "Opportunities like this don't come often." They walked away. Preston's hand on Clifton's shoulder, laughing. Proud of his good deed. Then came lunch. Everyone found their assigned seats. I walked to table 7 in the corner. The kids' table. Sitting there were my cousin Felix, who's 16, my cousin Petra, who's 14, Marlowe's kids who are 12 and 10, and two other young cousins who were 8 and 6. Felix looked confused when I sat down. Aunt Cass, why are you at the kids' table? That's where they put me, I said. That's weird. You're an adult. I know. From the kids' table, I could see all the adult tables. The successful family members having animated conversations about their careers. Laughing, networking, important discussions about important things, and I was eating chicken fingers with literal children. My phone buzzed. Text from my publicist. Time magazine cover confirmed. Digital edition drops Monday morning. Print edition Tuesday. Today was Saturday. 2 days, 48 hours until the world knew. I smiled. First genuine smile all day, Felix noticed. What's funny? Nothing. Just a message from work. What kind of work do you do? He was the first person all day to ask. I'll tell you soon, I said. Very soon. After lunch came the speeches. Uncle Walter stood up, tapped his glass with a spoon. The room went quiet. Hez, the unofficial family spokesman, always has been. Makes speeches at weddings, funerals, reunions. He loves the sound of his own voice. Thank you all for coming, he started. Family is everything. We're here to celebrate our successes. Then he listed them. Preston's promotion to vice president, Blair's new house, Cousin Daryl's published medical research, Marlowe's investment portfolio returns, Aunt Georgina's Principal of the Year award. He went through 10 people, detailed their accomplishments, his voice full of pride. Then he got to me. And of course not everyone is where they want to be yet. He glanced at me. We know Cassidy is still finding her path. He smiled, patronizing and pitying at once. We support all our family members, wherever they are in life's journey. He raised his glass. To family, through thick and thin. Everyone toasted, looking at me with those sad eyes. I raised my water glass, didn't drink. Something in me shifted. This was it. The final public humiliation. 50 people watching. All of them believing I was a failure. The cautionary tale. The one who didn't make it. I stood up. My chair scraped loudly against the floor. Everyone went quiet. Heads turned. They thought I was going to cry or leave or make some emotional scene. I'd like to make a toast too, I said. My voice was calm, clear, steady, all eyes on me. My family looked uncomfortable. They didn't know what I was going to say. I held up my water glass. To family. I paused, looked around the room, made eye contact with several people. May we always see each other clearly. It hung there, ambiguous. Some people toasted hesitantly, others looked confused. My mother's face was tight. Preston shifted in his seat. I sat back down. They didn't understand it yet, but they would. During dessert, Felix was on his phone. He scrolled through his feed, then stopped. His eyes went wide. He watched something, turned the volume down. Then he looked at me, back at his phone, back at me. Aunt Cass, he whispered. He slid his phone over to me. It was a video. My keynote speech at the Global Climate Summit. The thumbnail showed me at a podium addressing thousands. The view count, 2.3 million, 15,000 comments. The top comment. This woman is going to save the world. Felix stared at me. Why didn't you tell anyone? I glanced at the video, then back at him. Oh, that? Aunt Cass, you're like famous. This has millions of views. Why is everyone treating you like you're broke? I never corrected their assumptions, I said quietly. But why? I put my hand on his arm. Let's just enjoy dessert. He nodded, but kept looking at me differently, seeing me with new eyes. Across the room, Blair's husband Graham was on his phone. As a financial analyst, gets alerts on major business news. His phone buzzed. He looked at it, read something. His face changed. He looked up at me sharply, stared. Then he typed something into his phone, searched, scrawled. His face went from confused to shocked. He tried to get Blair's attention. She was taking selfies with Helena, ignored him. He'd tell her later, too late. Outside on the terrace, Uncle Walter stepped out to smoke. His lighter wasn't working. He was cursing under his breath, trying to get it to spark. Then he heard my voice. I was on my phone, a work call I had to take. I'd stepped outside for privacy. It was Roland from Time magazine doing final fact-checking for the article. Yes, you can confirm the company valuation at 800 million, I said. The UN contract is public record now, so yes. I'm comfortable with you mentioning the Nobel Prize nomination. The shortlist is public. 3 test cities: Detroit suburbs, rural Montana, industrial Texas. Carbon reduction of 37% in 90 days. I was giving facts, figures, professional, confident. Uncle Walter dropped his cigarette, still unlit. It just fell from his fingers. He stood there, 20 feet away, frozen, staring at me. I finished the call, turned around, saw him. Awkward moment. Long, heavy silence. "What was that about?" he asked. His voice shook slightly. "Just work," I said. "What kind of work?" "The kind I tried to tell everyone about 3 years ago." I looked him in the eye. The kind no one wanted to hear about. I walked past him, back inside, left him standing there on the terrace. The moment I was gone, he pulled out his phone. His hands were shaking. He typed, "Cassidy Monroe," hit search. The results loaded, page after page. Forbes, Wall Street Journal, Guardian, Nature, Science Daily, UN press releases, company website, photos of me, headlines about innovation, climate change, millions of dollars, awards, nominations. His face went from pale to gray. He sat down heavily in a terrace chair, kept scrolling, each article worse than the last, each one showing how completely wrong they'd all been. Inside, my grandmother Millicent stood up. She's 87, sharp, commanding. When she speaks, everyone listens. She doesn't give speeches often. "I want to say something before we end today." The room went silent. "I'm proud of this family. We've built legacies, created success." She listed family achievements again. Different angle from Walter's speech. Focused on values, hard work, determination, family support. We lift each other up, we believe in each other. Then she looked directly at me. "Some of us are still finding our way." Long, pointed look. "That's all right." She said it like she was granting me permission to be lost. "Well, be here when you figure it out, Cassidy." Polite applause. Pitying looks directed at me. The matriarch had spoken. Case closed. I was the family project. It was the final public dismissal, official. I just smiled, checked my phone under the table. Text from my publicist. Time magazine cover confirmed. Digital releases Monday at 6 a.m. Eastern. 48 hours. Monday morning. 6 a.m. Eastern Time. I was already awake, coffee in hand, standing at my penthouse window watching the city wake up. My phone started buzzing, then didn't stop. Time magazine's digital edition went live. The cover image spread across every platform simultaneously. My face, lab coat, background showing my carbon capture system, the headline in bold letters, "The innovator who changed everything." Subheading, "How Cassidy Monroe's technology reversed climate change." At the bottom, "Person of the Year 2024 frontrunner." Within 30 minutes, it was retweeted 50,000 times. By 7 a.m., trending worldwide. Instagram, 1 million likes in the first hour. Facebook, 200,000 shares. TikTok, videos about it hit 3 million views. Every news outlet picked it up. CNN had a breaking news banner by 6:45. Time magazine names climate tech innovator as Person of Year candidate. MSNBC ran a segment at 7. BBC covered it. Fox News business segment. Local news stations. Everyone. Morning shows scrambled to book me. My publicist's phone melted. And my family? They were waking up to a nightmare. Preston was at his desk by 8 a.m. Coffee in hand, reading emails. His partner Clifton burst into his office without knocking. "That never happens." "Preston, is this your sister?" Clifton shoved his phone in Preston's face. Preston saw the Time magazine cover. Cassidy's face, his little sister, the unemployed one, the struggling one. He stared, couldn't speak. "This is the woman you introduced me to Saturday." Clifton's voice was rising. "The one you said needed entry-level work." Preston still couldn't talk. "She's worth $800 million. Shay's on the cover of Time magazine. She's nominated for Person of the Year. And you offered her filing work. Preston sat down hard. His hands were shaking. He pulled out his own phone. Searched Cassidy Monroe. The results flooded his screen. Pages and pages. Articles from months ago. Wall Street Journal. Forbes. Guardian. Scientific journals. UN press releases. All dated months back. This wasn't new. She'd been famous. He just didn't know. He called Helena. His voice was barely working. You need to see something. Right now. Look up Cassidy. What? Your sister? Why? Just do it. He heard her typing. Then silence. Long, terrible silence. Then Helena's voice, small and horrified. Oh my God. Preston, what did we do? Blair was at brunch with Helena at 9 a.m., trendy cafe downtown. Both their phones were buzzing non-stop. They were ignoring them, laughing about the reunion. Did you see Cassidy at the kids' table? So awkward. Blair's phone rang. Her friend Maxine, she answered. Hey girl, Blair, is Cassidy Monroe your sister? Maxine sounded frantic. The Cassidy Monroe. Yeah, why? She's on the cover of Time magazine. She's like the most important person in the world right now. Blair laughed. That's not possible. You're confused. I'm literally looking at it. Check your phone. Blair pulled her phone away from her ear. Notifications everywhere. Hundreds. Instagram tags, Facebook tags, Twitter mentions, all saying the same thing. Is this your sister? Oh my God, Blair. Did you know? She opened Instagram. First post on her feed. Time magazine cover. Cassidy's face. Professional, powerful, confident. Blair gasped, loud enough that people in the cafe looked. Helena asked what was wrong. Blair couldn't speak, just turned her phone around. Helena's face went white. No. Blair started scrolling. Every news outlet, every social media platform, Cassidy everywhere. The comments under posts that tagged Blair. Your sister is amazing. Why didn't you tell us? She's a genius. Blair remembered the reunion. 2 days ago. The name tag. Seeking opportunities. The kids' table. The pity. Her own words. Don't be so sensitive. Her Facebook posts. The subtle digs. All public. All documented. All about to come back. She physically slumped in her chair. We have to call her. Helena's phone was ringing. Preston calling. Third time. She answered. Preston was screaming. Blair could hear him through the phone. Blair dropped her fork. It clattered on the plate. Everyone in the cafe looked. She didn't notice. At my parents' house, 10 a.m. My mother and Aunt Georgina were planning thank you cards for the reunion. Coffee and notebooks spread on the kitchen table. The landline rang. My mother answered. Her friend Dorothy from church. Judith, I just saw your daughter on the news. On CNN. Why didn't you tell anyone? What are you talking about? Cassidy, she's Time magazine's Person of the Year. My mother laughed. Dorothy, that's not possible. Cassidy doesn't even have a job. Turn on your television. Channel 4, right now. Aunt Georgina was already grabbing the remote. She turned on the TV. CNN on screen. Banner at the bottom. Climate innovator named Time's Person of Year candidate. The anchor was talking. Cassidy Monroe's revolutionary technology. Then my face filled the screen. Professional photo from the Time shoot. Confident. Successful. Nothing like the woman they'd seen Saturday, but same face, same person. My mother's phone started ringing. Didn't stop. Call after call. Friends, neighbors, church members. All with the same questions. Is this your daughter? Why didn't you say anything? She's famous. My mother and Georgina sat side by side on the couch. Phone between them. They searched my name together. The results loaded. Articles. Photos. Company website. Awards. Nominations. UN partnership. $800 million valuation. Aunt Georgina started crying first. Oh God. What did we do? My mother was staring at the screen. She saw a photo someone had posted from the reunion. My name tag visible in the photo. Seeking opportunities. The comments under the photo were brutal. This is how they treated her. While she was changing the world. Family of the Year. Wow. sarcastic, angry, defending me, attacking them. My mother dropped the phone, put her face in her hands, sobbed, full body sobs. Georgina beside her, also crying, both of them understanding. Everything they'd said, everything they'd done. The invitation, the name tag, the kids' table, the career counseling check, all of it, while I was this. The family group chat exploded. Someone posted the Time magazine cover. Preston. Everyone seeing this? Blair. How did we not know? Marlowe. This can't be real. Uncle Walter. It's real. I heard her on the phone Saturday. I tried to tell you. Preston. What? Walter. At the reunion. I heard her talking about UN contracts and Nobel Prize. I tried to get your attention. You waved me off. The chat went silent. Everyone processing. They'd had chances. Multiple people had known. Felix with the video. Walter with the phone call. Graham with his financial alert. No one had listened. Graham typed, I got a financial alert during dinner Saturday. About her company. I tried to tell Blair. She ignored me. Blair. I was taking photos. Blair again. Oh God. The dawning horror was visible even through text messages. Preston typed, she tried to tell us 3 years ago. Preston again, when she quit her job. Preston again, we didn't listen then either. The message sat there, heavy, true, undeniable. My grandmother, who rarely texts, appeared in the chat. Someone explain this to me. I'm watching the evening news. They're talking about Cassidy. No one knew what to say. Finally, Preston. It's all true, Grandma. She built a company worth hundreds of millions, while we treated her like she was unemployed. Millicent went offline, didn't respond. Meanwhile, I was in a board meeting. European Union representatives, finalizing a global contract. My phone was on silent, notifications piling up. 47 missed calls, over 100 texts, all from family. Preston, call me as soon as possible. Blair, we need to talk right now. Mother, Cassidy, please call me. Uncle Walter, I'm so sorry. Aunt Georgina, please forgive us. During a break, I checked my phone. Saw them all. My assistant Nora asked, your family is trying to reach you, all of them, repeatedly. I'm sure they are, I said. Are you going to call back? Eventually. I turned my phone face down. Returned to the meeting. We signed the deal with the EU. $2.3 billion. Largest contract in company history. Handshakes. Congratulations. Champagne. My team was celebrating. Nora looked at me. Still not calling them back? Not yet, I said. In complete control. For the first time in my entire life, I had all the power. Monday evening. I got home around 8 p.m. Exhausting day but triumphant. Biggest contract we'd ever signed. Company valuation would double. The phone was still exploding with family calls. 63 missed calls now. Over 200 texts. I poured a glass of wine, sat on my couch, looked at my phone. All their names. Mother, father, brother, sister. Aunts, uncles, cousins, even grandmother. I opened the family group chat. Read backwards through their panic, their shock, their horror, their excuses. I typed carefully. One message. Read it 3 times before sending. I'm sorry I've been unavailable. As you may have seen, work has been busy. I would have told you more about it, but no one ever asked. I hope you're all well. Sent. The response was immediate. Chat exploded. Preston, Cassidy, we need to talk. We made a terrible mistake. Me, no mistake. You saw exactly what you expected to see. Blair, we're so sorry. We're so proud of you. Me. Are you proud of me or proud of the Time magazine cover? Silence. That question hung there. They knew the answer. They knew why their pride meant nothing now. Uncle Walter, I should have spoken up Saturday. I'm sorry. Me, yes, you should have. Aunt Georgina, we love you. Family loves you. Me. Love means believing in people. You never believed in me. Each response was precise, cutting, true. No one could argue. My phone rang. Mother calling. I stared at it. Let it ring twice. 3 times. Answered. Hi, Mom. Judith was crying, full sobs, could barely speak. I'm your mother. I should have believed in you. Yes, you should have. I didn't offer comfort, just truth. I don't know what to say. There's not much to say, Mom. I kept my voice even. Can you forgive us? Long silence. I thought about it. Really thought. I don't know yet. I was honest. You didn't just doubt me. You humiliated me. Publicly. Repeatedly. For 3 years. You convinced yourselves I was a failure. You never asked what I was actually doing. You just assumed. We thought we were helping. Her voice was small. By listing me as unemployed at the reunion? By seating me at the kids' table? By offering me career counseling money? By telling everyone I had a breakdown? Each example landed. She had no defense. What can we do? Nothing right now. I need time. How much time? I don't know. I have to go. I have an interview with Anderson Cooper in 20 minutes. I hung up. She was left holding a dead phone. The next few days were a blur. Tuesday, Anderson Cooper interview aired. Wednesday, Good Morning America. Thursday, 60 Minutes special. Friday, White House State Dinner invitation. I was everywhere, every channel, every platform. My face on newsstands, Time magazine print edition. Copies sold out nationwide. My family watched every interview, seeing me articulate, brilliant, passionate, talking about my work, my vision, my team. In one interview, Anderson asked about my family. My family didn't understand what I was building. That's okay. The work matters more than recognition. I was gracious. Didn't trash them. Didn't need to. Everyone knew anyway. The reunion photo went viral. Someone who attended had posted it online. Showed the name tags. Mine. Seeking opportunities. Next to it, someone had screenshot the Time magazine cover. Side-by-side comparison. Caption. How Cassidy's family saw her versus who she really is. Shared millions of times. Comments section was brutal. Her family should be ashamed. This is why you believe in people. Imagine treating a genius like this. Audio of Uncle Walter's speech got leaked. His words about me finding my path. My grandmother's comment. All public now, all embarrassing, all permanent. I didn't engage with any of it. Didn't comment, didn't share, just let it exist. 3 days after the article, my mother called again. I answered. She tried the fake enthusiasm. Harper, honey, congratulations. We saw the Forbes article. We're so proud. Are you? I asked. Of course. You're very successful. You didn't know about any of this, did you? Silence. Then, well, you don't share much with us. I told you about the company. When I dropped out, you said I was giving up, that I'd regret it. We were just concerned. You were dismissive. The difference matters. Can we visit you? See your new place? Why? You're our daughter. We want to see you. You've wanted to see me for 5 years? Only now that I'm in Forbes? That's not fair. Neither is how you treated me my entire life. I wasn't angry. Just tired. I have to go. Board meeting. I hung up. That night, I stood at my penthouse window. City lights below me, literally above everything now. Should have felt triumphant. Mostly felt empty. I'd proved myself. Built an empire. Got recognition. But from strangers. Family only cared now that I was famous. Not because of who I was. Because of what I had. The validation I'd wanted for so long didn't mean anything anymore. My friend Tessa came over that weekend. We ordered pizza, drank wine. She asked the question I'd been avoiding. How do you feel now that they know? I thought for a long time. Honestly? I thought I'd feel more satisfied. I thought vindication would feel better. But the truth is, I didn't do this to prove them wrong. I did it because it mattered, because the planet needs it. They just happened to be wrong. That's growth, Tessa said. Maybe. But somewhere along the way, I stopped caring about their opinion. I started caring about the work, about actually making a difference. I looked at my real friends, people who believed when I had nothing, who worked for equity, who took risks, who saw my vision. This is my family now, I said. You all are. We always were, Tessa replied. 6 months later, Things had settled into a new normal. I was still president of Catalyst Analytics Division. The company had sold to a larger tech company for $1.8 billion. My share after taxes, about $200 million. I was 25 years old. The foundation Eid started was helping overlooked kids. Scholarships. Mentorship. Especially girls in tech. Especially those from families who didn't support them. I knew those kids. I was those kids. One day, I was in Seattle for business, stopped at a coffee shop, heard a voice behind me. Harper? I turned. Sloan. My sister. First time seeing her in person since the birthday party years ago. Hi, I said. Can we talk? Just coffee. 10 minutes. I almost said no, but something in her eyes looked different. Genuine. Vulnerable. Not performing. 10 minutes, I agreed. We sat. She was nervous. I was guarded. I'm in therapy now, she said, after I sent you that letter. Started dealing with things, realized a lot. She told me that growing up as the favorite wasn't what I thought. That their love was conditional. She had to be perfect. Win competitions. Look right. Act right. Any failure meant disappointment. I was invisible, but I was free. She was still trapped. I'm not saying it was harder for me, she clarified. Just different kind of prison. You escaped. I'm still there. She told me modeling didn't work out. She wasn't special enough for New York. Mom was devastated. Dad pretended not to be. They kept pushing her to go back to pageants. She didn't want to, but she didn't know how to be anything else. What do you want? I asked. I don't know, she was honest. I never had to figure it out. Everything was planned for me. You always knew what you wanted. Not always. I just knew what I didn't want. I didn't want to be invisible anymore. So I built something visible. I want that. The freedom to choose. I surprised myself. My foundation has a mentorship program for young people figuring out their path. If you're serious about figuring out who you are, not who they want you to be, I can get you in. Really? But you have to actually want it, not just say it. I do. I'm tired of performing. I set a boundary. This doesn't fix us. I'm not ready for sisterhood. Maybe never will be. But I can help you find yourself. Like others helped me. She understood. Thank you. And I'm sorry. I know. Me too. As for my parents, I didn't reach out. They tried occasionally. Emails. Voicemails. I didn't respond. Not ready. Maybe never would be. That was okay. Not every story has a happy ending. Not every family reconciles. Some distances are necessary. Some boundaries are permanent. My therapist, Dr. Walsh, asked if I felt guilty. Sometimes, but mostly I feel free. They had 24 years to see me. They chose not to. That's on them. On my 25th birthday, I threw a party at my penthouse. 50 people. My team. Friends. Mentors. Tessa's family. People who mattered. Sloan came. Brought a thoughtful gift. Didn't overstay. Respected boundaries. Small step. Dorothy, my CFO and mentor, raised a glass. To Cassidy, who taught us that family is what you build, not what you're born into. Who showed us that success is measured in freedom, not just money. Who proves every day that the best revenge is living well. Everyone cheered. I looked around. Every person there chose me. I chose them. That was family. That was home. Late that night, everyone gone, I stood at my window. 25 years old, multimillionaire, successful CEO, beautiful home, real friends, life on my terms. I opened my laptop, wrote a letter, not to send, just to write. Dear 18-year-old me, you're about to walk out of your birthday party. Do it. Walk out and don't look back. The next 6 years will be hard. Late nights, loneliness, doubt, sacrifice. But you'll build something incredible. Not just a company. A life worth living. You'll learn that being overlooked was a gift, made you self-reliant, made you strong, made you you. The people who matter will see you. The ones who don't aren't your people. You'll make more money than you can imagine. But the real wealth is freedom. Freedom to choose. Freedom to be yourself. Freedom to walk away from anything that diminishes you. Walk out of that party. Best decision you'll ever make. Love, 25-year-old you. I saved it. Closed the laptop. They turned my 18th birthday into my sister's party. I walked out. Now I own a $10 million penthouse, run a $1 billion division, and have a family that actually chose me. Turns out, walking out was walking into everything I deserved. So let me ask you something. Have you ever been underestimated by the people who were supposed to believe in you most? Drop your story in the comments. I read every single one. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button. It helps more people find these stories. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because I share real stories about real people overcoming real obstacles every week. Share this with someone who needs to hear that walking away from toxicity isn't giving up, it's choosing yourself. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Remember, your worth isn't determined by who values you, it's determined by how you value yourself. The people who truly matter will see you. And if they don't, build a life so beautiful, so successful, so fulfilling that their blindness becomes irrelevant. Until next time, choose yourself. Always choose yourself.